Hello everyone, and welcome to my Young and Restless official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Jack has multiple reasons to be happy when Lily gives Damian a final opportunity on the Young and the Restless next week. This is a preview of the episodes that will air between Monday, April 14th, and Friday, April 18th, 2025. When his sister Victoria asks Nick if he needs a break during their conversation about the trip to London, Nick responds that this was the main purpose of the vacation. Victoria takes a completely different tack and tells Nick that she intended to inquire as to whether he needs a vacation from Sharon and all of her turmoil. On her own, Sharon is a problem and a continual cause of trouble. Nick will argue that he wants to be close to Sharon following her experience in the asylum with Phyllis, while Victoria is only watching out for her brother. Grinning Victor doesn't know what Jack knows. At the GCAC, Jack is seated at Victor's table with his go-to person, Michael. Michael seems very cheeky as he asks if anything happened today and remarks that Jack seems to be in a really good mood. Michael smirks as he asks, suggesting that he and Victor have been up to something that Jack is unaware of. But Jack, who appears to be in perfect charge, smiles broadly as he asks, "Why, thank you for asking. Gee, now where do I start?" Jack ordered Kyle to purchase their allegiance by paying them off, and Kyle has a legitimate suspicion that one of the staff members is a spy set up by Victor. The mustache should frown a little more now that Jack is aware that Victor is responsible and that Kyle are moving in together. "Baby, it's a trust fall." Lily informs Damian Kane that this is his last opportunity to convince her that she can trust him while they are both at the GCAC. With a serious expression on his face, Damian turns to face her and promises to tell her everything, but only under one restriction. "Are you sworn to loyalty or to secrecy?" Damian can tell her everything he truly knows about Aristotle Dumas and the events that are going to occur in Genoa City. But for now, he needs Lily to keep it to herself. This week, we are one step closer to Dumas. The preview video is available here. According to spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Martin Lawrence's confession has wounded Tracy Abbott. Tracy and Ashley Abbott have made the decision to travel to New York. Could she have an unexpected insight while writing a book? What if Tracy discovers that she has always been in love with Martin rather than Alan Laurent, his identical brother? Let's talk about the possibilities once you finish reading. The disclosure of Martin Laurent for months, Tracy was content and in love with Alan. Tracy was ecstatic when the two even got engaged. Tracy would soon learn, though, that Alan was actually Martin, his dead twin brother. Additionally, Tracy was appalled that the man she loved would be accountable for the double kidnapping and psychological abuse of two women. Until Tracy talked to Sharon Newman about the kidnapping, she had no suspicions at all. The guilt of Tracy Abbott. According to previews for The Young and the Restless, Martin eventually confessed and was taken into custody by Chance Chancellor. Tracy is desperate for closure, but she also feels terrible about it. Seeing Tracy discuss the experience with Sharon and Phyllis was quite pleasant. But what occurs now? New York book adventure Tracy informed Jack Abbott and Diane Jenkins Abbott that she will be departing Genoa City for a while in the Friday, April 11th, 2025 episode. Tracy and her sister, Ashley, are going to New York. Tracy stated that in order to comprehend everything that has transpired, she needs time away. Tracy also thinks a book is on the verge of being published. Unexpected disclosure? Through this trip, Tracy hopes to find healing and closure. But what if the reverse occurs? What if Tracy discovers that, despite Martin's impersonation of his twin brother, she fell in love with him instead of Alan? Martin is deranged and demented, it's true, but perhaps he will change for the better with the correct care. In addition to lamenting the end of a romance, Tracy is also struggling with how she was unaware that Martin was Alan. Since Tracy believed Martin was dead all along, she will now have to grieve for Alan. At the time of the Paris collapse, Tracy and Alan were only getting to know each other. Tracy had not yet fallen in love. It wasn't until she was with Martin that it occurred. It may be distorted and twisted, but in soap operas, anything is possible. According to spoilers for the week of April 7th, 2025, there are 3 must-see scenes on The Young and the Restless. Tracy Abbott is likely to press Alan Laurent and Martin Laurent for clarification. Phyllis Summers and Sharon Newman join forces. Additionally, Summer Newman is forced to acknowledge the truth by Chance Chancellor. Let's talk about the upcoming events in the CBS soap opera as you continue reading. Tracy Abbott's serious risk. Tracy's serious danger is one of the must-see moments. Tracy believes that Sharon and Phyllis were abducted by Alan/Martin. Alan/Martin surprised Tracy while Chance Chancellor follows up on a lead. In a sneak peek, Tracy is ready to take a sip of her drink after sniffing it when the door unexpectedly opens. She seems astonished, but it's Alan/Martin. Tracy will hold her fiancé accountable. Later on in the week, though, Diane Jenkins Abbott and Jack Abbott worry for Tracy's safety. The partnership between Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers. Fans should anticipate that Phyllis and Sharon will begin to make connections next week. Chance asks Phyllis not to do anything since he wants to follow the hints. Toward the conclusion of the week, though, Phyllis and Sharon decide to work together. Additionally, it is said that both will desire justice. Closure of Chance Chancellor. According to spoilers for The Young and the Restless, fans will also witness Chance's eventual resolution. Summer is confronted by Chance on her feelings for Kyle Abbott. Summer eventually admits the truth, despite her first denials. In addition, Summer hoped Claire Grace Newman would simply vanish. Therefore, it will be intriguing if Claire disappears anytime soon. The mystery of Aristotle Dumas. Fans will, of course, also witness additional hints regarding the identity of the enigmatic Aristotle Dumas. It appears that, like Victor Newman, Dumas enjoys playing games and using toys with his opponents. But once more, Victor is using Lily Winters as a pawn in his small game. It will eventually be necessary for Nikki Newman to manage her spouse. It appears that Dumas will have an impact on almost every individual, as Lauren Baldwin has already turned to Nikki for assistance with Michael Baldwin's job. Billy Abbott and Sally Spectra are also impacted. Let's see what transpires. Which of these essential moments are you most excited to witness? Post your ideas in the space provided for comments below. To find out what happens next, keep watching the soap opera on CBS or Paramount+. Teasers and spoilers for The Young and the Restless. It's possible that Sharon Newman is at last prepared to resume her social life and try dating. The question is if Nick Newman will feel envious of his first love if he sees her with someone else, despite his belief that he wants to remain friends with her. Nick has a keen sense of intuition and is very aware of Sharon. When it comes to Sharon, Nick is astute and has observed that her affections for him transcend friendship. Both of them recently faced these feelings, but Nick is reluctant to risk their relationship because he worries that a romantic relationship would end in disappointment. Sharon might have to give up any aspirations of a reunion after Nick essentially rejected her. She might decide to move on as a result of this, and there's no better way to do that than to start dating again. Since Esther Valentine has experimented with dating apps before, she might advise Sharon to try them out and see if her perfect match is waiting for her. Sharon might start things the old-fashioned way by meeting a handsome stranger. Perhaps a common acquaintance might set up a blind date for Sharon with someone they know, or she might run into a handsome stranger in town. The conventional approach to dating may turn out to be safer and more secure than matching with an unknown person via a dating app. In any case, Nick might find that the thought of Sharon with another man doesn't excite him. He could see how hard she's trying to meet someone new and know how much he dislikes it. Along with his protective instinct, Nick's jealous side may surface, making him disapproving of anyone who enters Sharon's life and perhaps even trying to dissuade the new suitor from pursuing her. Nick may come to the realization that he really wants Sharon back. Nick may finally face his feelings for a reunion at this point and come to terms with the fact that he was meant to be with Sharon. If nothing else, it might lead to a passionate meeting as their attraction grows. Joshua Mora recently said in an interview with Woman's World that Sharon might be Nick's next love interest. We might see Nick and Sharon sharing a bed as they work through their complex emotions if this prediction comes to pass. In the meanwhile, if Sharon chooses to date another attractive character, Nick's envy can cause some conflict. Watch out for what happens next since upcoming spoilers indicate that Sharon's romantic journey might take some unexpected turns.